Hi guys, welcome to LiveTutelage. Now in this session we will be discussing of arrays. Okay, so we will be discussing of something like arrays. So the first question will come to our mind is, what is an array? So what is the array? So the definition says arrays are nothing but the collection of similar data types. Okay, so what is array? Arrays are nothing but the collection of similar data types. Now, what is called a data type, which we have discussed in my previous session? Please go through my previous session that talks about all different data types. Now, this is called a similar data types. That means, for example, I have some integers like 1, 2, 3 and 4. All are the integer type. So what I can do is I can put all the numbers grouping together in the form of an array. So, and I can give a single name for storing of all the 4 elements, right? Say for example, if suppose I have another array, even I can store all the characters like, so A, B, C and D. So I can even store all the characters like this with single quotes. Then I can say this is a type of character array. And I can even have something like an array C, which consists of something like floating values. Okay, so here if you observe this, I have all similar data type of integers, all similar data type of characters, all similar data types of float values. Now if I combine together and I group it together and I give a common name, then that is known as an array. Now what happens for the normal type of a declaration and array type of a declaration? Or we can say that what is the advantages of an array, right? Advantages of arrays. Right. Now I am coming for, before coming to the advantages of the array, so let me give the syntax or the declaration of an array. So how you can define an array, how to declare an array in our Java program. So we can say something like data type, say for example integer space name of the array. This is a user defined variable. With the subscript I can give the size, right? So here array is a user defined name and int is a data type and 3 is nothing but index or size of an array. So the size of this array is 4 elements. The size of this array is 4 elements. The size of this array is 3 elements. But counting starts from 0th index. What? 0th index. So I can say there are 4 elements in this array, but I can say I cannot start with first element, second element, third element, but I can say like 0th element, then first element, then second element, and then third element. So since I am starting from 0, I will be having n minus 1. That means 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 minus 1 indexes, because you are starting the array elements with 0. Okay, so this is the basic introduction of the array. So arrays are similar data types, and you can say data type integer space variable name, and this is a subscript. In the subscript you should pass the size of the array. So if I say 3 means there should be a 3 elements in my array, and the element starts from 0. 0th element, first element and second element. So then there will be a 3 elements in the array. Now how to access these array elements? I can access these array elements through the indexes. Say something like a array of 0. If I say the array of 0, that means in the array, for example, if I take this as an array, what is the 0th element? 0th element is 1. I can say which is equal to 1. Now even if I say something like array of 1. So what is array of 1? So array of 1 in this array. So this is 0th element, this is first element. So array of 1 will be 2. Right? So this is about the basic introduction of the arrays. Now we'll see the advantages and a simple program of using arrays in our Java program. Right. Now for example, I'm just creating a simple class. So this is the class, something like class. So let me create a class for our array first. So you can just right click here and you can just say new and just click class. Now we are discussing of array. Just give as array example and your main method should be there and say finish. Now this is my class, right? This is the class, and now here what I am doing is, now I try to add three numbers. Say for example integer a, comma b, comma c, right? And I am assigning a equal to 10 and then b equal to 20 and then say for example c equal to 30, right? And I am just trying to display println of a plus b plus c, right? Now this is my simple program using the general program. Now what happens in this case? In this case I have defined three variables like a, b and c. So when I say int a, b, c, that means immediately memory is released for storing of three values of type int, right? Of type int. That means I have already discussed the memory bits which is allotted for different data types. Go through my previous session. For integer actually it allots 2 bytes of memory, which is nothing but 2 into 8, which is equal to 16 bits, right? Now here to store these three values, so it has to allot 16 into 3, which is equal to 48 bits, right? But here what happens? For example, I am using to store the value of a 10 bit for the value of a which is 10. Say for example, I'm just trying to store the value of a in only 4 bits. Say for example, this is out of 16 bits, right? And this is for storing the value of a. Now, for storing the value of b out of 16 bits, I am just utilizing only 3 bits. Right? For storing the value of c, again out of 16 bits, I am trying to utilize 5 bits. Now, what happens to the leftover bits in this part? What happens to the leftover bits in this part? And what happens to the leftover bits in this part? All are wastage. All are wastage. See here, I am just using only 4 bits out of 16. The rest 12 bits are wastage. And even here and even here. So to overcome this, what I am trying to do is, I am just trying to define the same syntax in a different manner. So how you can define? With the concept of arrays. And now what is the different declaration of the array? Integer array of type 3. Right? Because A, B, C. For A, B, C, 3 values, I have taken only one variable for storing of 3. Now in this case what happens? So the memory is allotted for 16 bits. Okay, of type integer. So the memory is released for 16 bits, and you can use and you can store the value of A in 4 bits and the value of B in another 3 bits, and then you can store the value of C. So in this case the memory is not wasted, because the leftover memory, whatever you have stored in A, the leftover memory is utilized by B and utilized by C. That is what is happening here. But here if you just define integer ABC, the memory is being wasted for unable to store the values for the rest of the blocks, the rest of the bits. That is the difference between declaring the variables of array type as a normal data type. See here, but only the arrays are only the collection of similar data types. Okay, I cannot assign a dissimilar data types to my array. I cannot say. Now, We'll see how to assign the values here, like how I have assigned A equal to B equal to C. So here I can assign the values like this: array of 0 which is equal to 10, and then array of 1 which is equal to 20, and then array of 2 which is equal to 30. So I already told you, because arrays indexes starts with 0, so 0, 1, 2, right? So 3 values are been assigned. I cannot assign 30.5 here because it is a floating value. It is a floating value. It is, again you will get an error. See here, immediately, see, type mismatch, cannot convert from double to int. So you will immediately get an error because you cannot have the collection of the dissimilar data type as an array, right? So now this is the declaration of the array. Now if you want to print out the array values, you can just say system.out.println array of 0 for printing the first, and then you can just say for printing the second value and for printing the third value. Right? Now you just run your program. Just say run as your Java application. It is saying some error. So what is that error? Just redefine this neatly. Array of 3. Right? Now, right. So you need to assign the values of the array like this. So this happens in the C language. Now in Java, you can assign directly here 10, 20 and 30 to your array. So you have assigned 3 values to the array, so the size will automatically takes for 3 elements in the declaration part itself. Now let us run the program. Just say okay. Now see here, you can just find out the values of 0, 1 and 2, which is 10, 20 and 30. Right? So the main use of the arrays are nothing but to save the memory wastage, rather than declaring too many variables like this for your program. You can just have the similar type of data types grouping together, and you can give one common name, and you can display the values of them with the indexes. Thank you.